Right, let's get one thing straight. The world is a glorious tapestry of cultures, landscapes, and frankly, questionable culinary choices. And as Americans, we love to experience it all, passport in hand, fanny pack at the ready. But sometimes, dear viewers, that adventurous spirit needs a little reality check. This is not your average travel advisory. This is the top 10 countries Americans should avoid in 2025. Let's dive in, shall we? Ah, Russia, land of vodka, borscht and, well, let's just say complicated relations with the US. Remember the Cold War? Yeah, turns out those icy vibes never really thawed out. In fact, they've gotten a tad frostier. We're talking heightened surveillance, the constant risk of detention, and the possibility of being accused of espionage for simply asking where the good borscht is. And trust me, the last place you want to end up is in a Russian prison. Your liver and your passport will thank you. Because let's be honest, the only walls you should be facing on your vacation are the ones covered in those bizarrely satisfying Russian dashcam videos. Venezuela. Once upon a time, this South American nation was synonymous with pristine beaches, vibrant culture, and that Angel Falls thing that looks like something straight out of a Disney movie. But sadly, folks, this ain't your happily ever after. Decades of economic mismanagement and political turmoil have turned what was once a traveler's paradise into, well, let's just say paradise lost. We're talking sky-high crime rates, shortages of basic necessities, and a healthcare system that would make even your most jaded HMO subscriber weep. Look, I'm all for embracing different cultures, but I draw the line at risking getting caught in the crossfire of a political protest just to try some arepas. So, for now, maybe stick to admiring those stunning Venezuelan landscapes from afar. Trust me, sometimes the best adventures are the ones you don't actually go on. Iraq. Home to the cradle of civilization, the Garden of Eden, and, well, a whole lot of history that frankly makes the current political climate look like a walk in the park. But let's be clear, folks, this ain't your ancient history textbook. This is a country that's been ravaged by decades of conflict, instability, and more explosions than a Michael Bay film festival. We're talking terrorism, kidnappings, and the very real risk of getting caught in the crossfire of something you don't even understand. Look, I appreciate a good ziggurat as much as the next history buff, but I'm not about to risk my life for a photo op. So for now, maybe stick to visiting ancient Mesopotamia through the magic of documentaries. They have air conditioning and significantly fewer explosions. Iran. Land of majestic mosques, ancient ruins, and enough Persian rugs to cover the entire state of Texas. It's a place that seems tailor-made for intrepid travelers, if it weren't for that whole America's public enemy #1 thing. Because let's be real, folks, the political tension between the US and Iran is thicker than a bowl of Fesenjan stew. We're talking being followed, interrogated, and potentially accused of espionage for simply owning a pair of Levi's. Look, I'm all for bridging cultural divides, but I'm not about to become a pawn in some geopolitical chess match just to try some authentic baklava. So, for now, maybe admire those stunning Persian mosaics from a safe distance. Your family will thank you for not giving them a heart attack every time you check in on social media. Afghanistan. Once known for its stunning mountain landscapes, ancient Silk Road cities, and well, let's just say things haven't been exactly peachy keen lately. After decades of conflict and a US withdrawal that went about as smoothly as a sandpaper massage, the Taliban are back in charge. We're talking severe restrictions on women's rights, a brutal justice system, and the constant threat of violence from various armed groups. Look, I admire a good comeback story as much as the next guy, but Afghanistan's current situation is less triumphant return and more cautionary tale. So, for now, maybe stick to admiring those stunning Afghan landscapes from the safety of your couch. Your Netflix queue will thank you, and your loved ones will thank you for not becoming a hostage negotiation statistic. Ah, North Korea, the land of synchronized dancing, meticulously choreographed political rallies, and enough mystery to make Area 51 look like a tourist trap. It's a place where every move is calculated, every step is in unison, and the spectacle is both mesmerizing and unnerving. It's a place that inspires equal parts fascination and nope, not today, Satan levels of anxiety. The streets are eerily quiet, patrolled by soldiers who seem to be watching your every move. Since 2017, a US travel ban has made it about as easy to visit as winning a staring contest with Kim Jong-un. The restrictions are tight, and the chances of getting in are slim to none. We're talking strict government control, constant surveillance, and the very real risk of being detained for, well, pretty much anything. The eyes of the state are always watching, and the rules are as rigid as they come. Seriously, forgetting to bow at a statue? Detention. The reverence for their leaders is no joke, and any perceived slight can land you in hot water. Taking pictures of things that are not expressly permitted? Detention. The list of forbidden snapshots is long and the consequences are severe. Look, I appreciate a good Orwellian dystopia as much as the next cynic, but I'm not about to become an unwitting pawn in a real-life episode of Black Mirror just to try some kimchi. The risks far outweigh the rewards, so for now maybe stick to watching those bizarre North Korean propaganda videos on YouTube. It's safer, and you can always hit pause if it gets too weird. Yemen. Once upon a time, this Middle Eastern nation was a hidden gem for adventurers, boasting ancient architecture, vibrant traditions, and enough history to make your average history buff spontaneously combust. From the bustling markets to the serene landscapes of Socotra Island, Yemen was a place where the past and present coexisted in a beautiful tapestry. But sadly, folks, this ain't your fairy tale travelogue anymore. The picturesque scenes have been replaced by images of destruction and despair. Years of civil war, a humanitarian crisis that would make even the most jaded aid worker weep, and more factions than a high school cafeteria have turned this once promising destination into a no-go zone. The suffering of the Yemeni people is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. We're talking airstrikes, kidnappings, famine, disease, and the kind of widespread chaos that makes a mosh pit at a heavy metal concert look like a picnic in the park. The scale of devastation is almost unimaginable. So for now, maybe stick to browsing those stunning photos of Yemen from the safety of your internet browser. Let the images remind you of what once was and what could be again someday. Your loved ones will thank you for not making them watch CNN with bated breath, wondering if you're in that latest piece of breaking news footage. Stay safe, stay informed, and hope for a brighter future for Yemen. Libya. Land of ancient Roman ruins, stunning Mediterranean coastline, and well, let's just say it's been through the ringer lately. This country, once a jewel of the ancient world, now finds itself in a state of disarray. After the overthrow of Muammar Gaddafi, who let's be honest was about as cuddly as a cactus wearing a chainmail sweater, Libya descended into chaos. The power vacuum left behind was quickly filled by various factions, each vying for control. We're talking kidnappings, torture, assassinations, and the kind of lawlessness that makes the Wild West look like a Quaker meeting. The streets, once bustling with life, now echo with uncertainty and fear. It's basically Mad Max, but with fewer flamethrower guitars and more sand. The desert landscape, already harsh, now mirrors the desolation felt by its people. Look, I appreciate a good historical site as much as the next history buff, but I'm not about to become a bargaining chip in some warlord's power play just to check out Leptis Magna. The ruins, though magnificent, are overshadowed by the current turmoil. So, for now, maybe stick to reading about Libya's fascinating history from the comfort of your air-conditioned living room. Dive into books and documentaries that capture the essence of this once great civilization. Your loved ones will thank you for not making them stage an elaborate extraction mission involving a fake passport and a smuggled-in grappling hook. Stay safe, stay informed, and maybe one day, Libya will rise from the ashes. Syria. Once a vibrant tapestry of cultures, religions, and history dating back to the dawn of civilization, it's now a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of conflict. After years of brutal civil war, the country remains a shattered shell of its former self. We're talking cities reduced to rubble, millions displaced, and a humanitarian crisis of staggering proportions. For Americans, traveling to Syria is not just ill-advised, it's practically suicidal. We're talking kidnappings, bombings, and the very real risk of becoming collateral damage in a conflict that's become a proxy war for global powers. So for now, maybe stick to donating to reputable aid organizations working to alleviate the suffering in Syria. It's the safest and most responsible way to engage with this troubled nation. Somalia, land of scorching deserts, ancient nomadic cultures, and well, pirates. Yes, actual pirates. But piracy is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. We're talking a country ravaged by decades of civil war, famine, political instability, and enough armed groups to make a game of Risk look like a tea party. Look, I appreciate a good adrenaline rush as much as the next thrill seeker, but I'm not about to become a Somali pirate's retirement plan just to say I visited the Horn of Africa. So for now, maybe stick to watching documentaries about the Somali people and their rich culture. It's safer, more informative, and you won't have to worry about getting a tetanus shot after stepping on a rusty nail in a pirate den. So, there you have it, folks. The 10 countries Americans should probably avoid like the plague in 2025. These aren't your average travel advisories. These are places where the risks far outweigh the rewards, no matter how adventurous you think you are. Remember, the world is a big, beautiful, and often bonkers place. There are plenty of other places to explore where you won't have to worry about being kidnapped, blown up, or detained for accidentally insulting the dear leader. So be smart, be safe, and choose your adventures wisely.